something a bit unusual for Escorts. It's have an aircon on it. When it's sort of 30 odd degrees here every day, and traffic's as bad as it is in the cities, you need it. So anyway, new air condenser, new fan, new dryer, new relays. So we'll throw away what was on there and fit this. I'm going to put this on first before the rad's in, before the engine's in, so I've got space to work. Just a bit wider than it should be. That fitting there really should line up with a hole in the side. And then with this being so far forward, there's no room for the fan. I just messed around with the old fan, see if I could turn it into a puller and have it between the rad and the condenser, but I don't think it's going to work right. So, having looked at this a bit harder, I'm actually going to cut the bracket down so that can slot in up there. I reckon that's it. Right, this is the second condenser, because the first one was too big. I didn't really find out until I cut it. So that can go on the Granada later. This is a tiny one. This will fit. Whether or not it's big enough to keep us cool, but it'll be better than nothing. This could be massive overkill, but the idea is to have a piece of aluminium the size of the whole radiator aperture. The radiator goes on one side and the condenser on the other with its fan. And then the condenser can be bolted to this and then holes cut out of it. Hole for the condenser and then slots at the side for the rest of the airflow to the radiator. Let's see how it turns out. Right, that's the stylings of a template. A bit curving up at the top here. Make sure there's no bypassing of the air. And now I'll just mark the mounting holes on here. I've already got a hole in here there for the one of the pipes. I'm going to drill another one of those there. So those two holes, 25mm apart, 250mm, 25 centimeters apart, will set the position of the condenser in the vertical, and I just center it. So the original mounting holes for the rad. That's the condenser mounted to the template, and then on this side you just make a big opening so the airflow is only really restricted around the frame. So there'll be a piece running through there. That'll be open. That'll be open. I think that'll work. Make it out of aluminium. Oh look, aluminium. A lot of varying thicknesses here. Yeah. 3mm aluminium. And I'll cut that out with a jigsaw. And jigsaw. And a piece of 3mm aluminium to our size. Now I can't find my template. Where did that go? Right, now I found the template. So, got some bending to do here. I'll show you how to do that. I'll block that up in a vise with a piece of angle iron, and I'll tip that edge over with a wooden basher. Something I often make a mistake with is marking out the workpiece, going and bending it, and realising that I've bent it the wrong way because I've marked out the front face and put the line on. So this is the line that I need to clamp up to, and then push the metal inwards to get that angle. I'll measure that angle in a minute. I've got a protractor so I don't go too far. I realise that when I mark the other side, and obviously if I clamp this side, hit it this side, it'll be bending the wrong way. So I've measured that at approximately 30 degrees. So set up in the vise. With a piece of metal and a piece of hardwood to back it up, clamp together, and then I'm going to coax it into position with this sort of slapper tool. Move this clamp now, just chase it along. Because this is wood, it shouldn't mark it. I'm not saying it's not going to. We'll see. Let's see if I can check the angle now. This is now at about the right angle. So just going to tidy it up, a few little kinks and whatever, straighten that out, and then we flip it over and do the other end. Alright, same procedure, the clamp's on there, and we'll start thickening it down. It going there. Need to go and measure the angle though, because I haven't done that yet. This one's taking a little bit more strength to do. I'm looking for 40 degrees. We ran out of memory just doing that 40-degree bend, but I don't know if you can see, it fits in there nicely. That's not bad at all. So now I can drill the holes for mounting the plate to the car, and then the condenser to the plate, and then the air holes. So it's drilled out now for the condenser, and the holes are mapped out. Now I have to work out how to fit the fan on. Best always to have the electrical facing downwards so water can't run into it. But what I'm thinking is to make a shroud or a plate that bolts onto this side of things, and then the fan bolts onto that, and then cut out the hole for the fan, and maybe cut out these corners as well. Sounds like a plan. So with the aid of a, I don't know, nearly 40-year-old set of compasses and a Sharpie pen and a bit of paper, we have our bracket. So that'll be the line to cut to. Aluminium time. Round enough. So that's the aluminium cut out. And I'll just cut the centre out. Once the centre's cut out, I'll see about relieving these areas and drilling those holes. To drill this centre out, I'm just going to take a random point here near the edge, drill a hole, and then get the jigsaw in there and just follow that line around. Right, middle bit, out a bit. That says up on it. And that'll be it all together. So it's all bolted together now. Still to drill the holes in it, but I'll go and test fit that and just make sure it's all in clearance before I chop it up. Bit of a juggle holding it in with one hand and videoing, and but it doesn't seem to be hitting on anything. So that's all in there nice and flat. That's all in there. Just missing the centre piece there. I think we'll all go on doing the cutouts. Cutting that out was harder work than it should have been. So I'm going to take a DA with an 80 grit in it now and just tidy up these edges all the way around and just file in the radiuses, and then she's ready to be assembled. Just going to take the hole saw just before corners in there, just to get a little bit of extra area, cooling area, airflow. Right, there are the holes. Couldn't go out to the 40mm, it would have broken through. So here's a little space of blocks. I'm just going to mark up and trim so they don't encroach on the cooling fins. Then we can assemble it I didn't get it in the car. Right, this is it assembled. Looking okay. So now I can bolt the radiator onto this and then mount it all onto the car. Yeah, quite pleased with that. All handmade. No laser cutting or press brakes. Just drills, jigsaw, hammers. There we go. Do the job on it. Right, so I'm just getting ready to get this bolted in. Putting these rib nuts in there. Don't know if you can focus on that. So rather than the old speed clips or self tappers, I put these threaded these bolts, stainless bolts, and nutsert. So put the nutsert things in, and then wound was it 6mm bolt in through the back of it, so all this stuff can actually hang on the stud, rather than trying to sort of balance it and hang onto it while you feed a bolt in. Actually hang it on this bolt and then just run a nut onto it. So this will allow that panel there to locate. So I can just hold it in place with a couple of nuts loosely, get the engine up in there and drop the radiator in later. I'll just do a test fit up of the radiator now. Right, that's it with the rad in. So the rad's in the original position. This aluminium plate is actually sort of blocking off any air that will escape up around the top of it. Sort of sealing off whatever comes through the grill. And hopefully that fan, when the air's on, will also help the cooling. So now drop the rad back off and get the engine up in there.